The event has commenced under safety car.
That feeling when you head out up Mountain Straight, you just get a tingle. And that's not just me saying that, that's the drivers, whether they're the first timers or they've been here many times. There's a personality and an atmosphere to this race that is unbridled and absolutely unrivaled anywhere in the world. Oh, little bit of weaving. He's put the hammer down, coming down to the final corner at Murray's, and he's got a decent gap here. He'll see the green flag as he comes through, and that's a super start for the pole sitter as he goes through. Mick Grenier caught a little bit napping there, and it's what, 8-10 car lengths as they head up Mountain Straight for the first time.
So we're green, finally on Mount Panorama with 11 hours and 49 minutes to go. Sheldon van der Linde starting the BMW, Mick Grenier starting the National Storage Racing Mercedes-AMG. Maro Engel is behind the wheel of car 130. Laurent Vantor, the Belgian, back in car 912. Lucas Stolz starting car 75, the defending champions 2 times over. First of the outings is Ricardo Feller, Sheldon van der Linde.
And until those tyre temperatures get up, Garth Tander, they're going to have to be really careful at pretty much right across the top, because that affects ride height as well as grip.
Yeah, you can hear the cars bottoming as they made their way into the cutting, and they'll bottom even more now as they make their way across the top of the mountain. Van der Linde just over a second lead over Grenier, and it was a great start, restart, or start, however you want to call it, for Van der Linde. And the reason you want to get up the road a little bit is because you don't want those headlights flashing in the rear vision mirror and annoying you for this first run across the top of the mountain. You can just focus on those tyre pressures, see what sort of car balance you have, see where you have gone with your tyre prep so you know how much grip you have, and focus on making your way across the top of the mountain nicely this first time of what will be many, many tours around Mount Panorama.
The other thing with the start of this race is that this first hour, as challenging as the conditions can be from a visibility standpoint, it's often the best conditions the cars are going to get to produce some performance.
Oh, there goes the 46 BMW M4 around the outside of Maxime Martin. So we've spoken about the BMW all through practice and qualifying in the lead up to this race, just how fast the car is in the first sector.
Dramas for the 19 Racing Ginetta G55 GT4.
That is not good news at all.
This is the difference between a warm tyre and a cold tyre. So BMW took tyres, we saw them do that. Will Brown on a much warmer tyre.
And that's Marcus Winkelhock in behind.
If Wirtz doesn't defend down here in the final corner, Brown's going to have a send, because you've got to get it done. So Wirtz trying to get a bit of tyre temp, disguising it as blocking.
Right, okay. Just page 3 of the Racing Car Driver's Handbook.
That's right, that's how you do it, Rich. You've got to always have a secondary story. So Will Brown knows he's got to get this done early. So Wirtz defends again and then comes back at the line for Will Brown.
Little love tap.
What's going on here? Oh, there's the Maro Engel AMG, so they've all converged.
Valentino Rossi's jumped all of them.
Yeah.
So 46 out of pit lane, going over the hump now.
Wow, how have they done that? Well, is that an overcut?
Yeah.
Yeah,
One
staying
extra
out.
lap.
But
One extra lap.
Valentino on a cold tyre. They took tyres on his car as well, so they'll be to the back of the 46 BMW very quickly. So no time to play yourself in for Valentino Rossi. Here they come. This is for the effective lead of the race.
Well, the interesting thing will be Vantor pits now from assuming the lead in 912. Teammates,
WRT.
side by side. Hold your breath moment early in this race on the run up to Reed Park, and the teammates almost get into each other. This is playing perfectly for Manthey EMA, because these guys are walking across the top of the mountain, dueling with each other.
How's the intensity of Will Brown's first 5 laps as a Triple Eight employed race car driver?
He's going to be fine, isn't he?
What's all this about?
But they're slowing each other up, Garth.
Yeah, they are.
So while the pit stop times are going to be the same for every car, it's the in and the out that are going to make the difference in this race.
And hot and cold tyres is the decider right here. Both of the Manthey EMA cars are in the pit lane at the moment.
I'll be shocked if Vantor's not leading this race after this.
Vantor knew it too. He set the purple sector in the first sector, fastest sector of the race on his in-lap, and a personal best sector in the middle sector on his in-lap. So they are absolutely maximising the overcut here. And while this battle goes on between the two WRT BMWs, just hold our breath for a little bit here. They're trying to be polite to each other, and by trying to be polite to each other, they're costing themselves bulk lap time.
Oh, this is
Van
great.
Somfos will be on the phone to these two, and this is the... Well, I suppose if there's two BMW M4 GT3s wide, nobody else is going to get past them.
So Wirtz did an 11.2 on that lap.
This has cost them the race lead because Ayankan Guven, the young Turkish driver, and his first start at Bathurst in car 912 is clear of pit lane. He's up the road, and 75 was Jules Gounon. Talk about good guys at car racing. He's cleared them as well.
So's the 911. Yasser Shaheen's come out up the road, so it's Porsche 1-2.
But they're still going to have to warm their tyres up, but at least they're doing it in slightly cleaner air, and they're not having to worry about going offline and defending.
The Porsches are miles up the road from these guys. This has been a huge win for Manti EMA.
Those in-laps from the two Porsches, Harry King as well did a personal best. So the 911, the middle sector on his in-lap was a personal best as well. So Manti EMA have played a blinder early, but to do it this early, they've shown everyone how to do it later in the race. Oh, there's Yasser Shaheen. So he's needing to bring a cold tyre in. So here they all come at him now. So what happened to Valentino Rossi last lap is happening to Shaheen this lap.
And the Porsches take longer to get their tyres up the temperature.
So this car came to the lane just previously. Oh, it's made contact with the inside wall, Lee Holdsworth. So lucky that there wasn't a secondary contact there. Here we go, on board with Valentino Rossi.
To go a bit deep here.
Just misses the apex at Murray's and up on the curb and snaps sideways. So you're right, John. It happened at both those corners you mentioned. Didn't get the run off the final corner. Charles Wirtz didn't need a second invitation to shove it up the inside down here at turn 1. Rossi let him go.
Yeah, I was going to say, if that's not his teammate, he maybe defends a little bit more. Certainly later on in the race, he'll defend a little bit more.
Yeah. As soon as if you made that mistake at the final corner, if it was anyone other than your teammate, you're just shutting the doors. And here's the 701 Vortex, the invitational car, and that looks to me like McPhillamy, and potentially, if it can't get out of there, which I think it will struggle, this is the first yellow flag intervention. Now, will it be
Julian
full course yellow, or will it be safety car? So we wait, as will all of pit lane stand to attention right now.
As Julian Bolo behind the wheel of that car, looks like he lost it on the way in. Yes, he did.
Car got light. There we go. Safety car, full safety car, importantly.
Side by side. Oh, dear.
Oh, big contact on the inside wall for the 111 as well as they fight over the apex at Forest Elbow.
And we're going safety car because the number 91 Mark Carr has found the fence at turn 2 at the top of Mountain Straight. So our second safety car period will be called.
Potentially, well, he's lost it again on the way in, and he's gone straight across to the unguarded concrete on the other side of the circuit.
Motorsport. Chaz Mostert, a director there, just getting them at all the wrong places, and a little free kick for Matt Campbell in front as they get to Tom McLennan, one mate Porsche racer, who's just getting gobbled up around the top.
Outside at Reed Park. It's going to be outside again at McPhillamy.
Marcus Winkelhock first, and now just a little hesitation for Jaden Ojeda in the Caltex car.
Lucas Stoltz is right there.
Spare a thought for these GT4 drivers. Like, where are they meant to go?
Oh, there was contact.
Yeah, where are they meant to go? Because there's such a queue of cars coming at you here. What are you meant to do?
That is the second time this race where a BMW has got into the back of one of those McLarens. And I think it was the same one, the 32, Charles Wirtz behind the wheel.
There's literally not a gap in the queue to change lanes to get out of the way. So you literally just have to wait and hope that you get on through.
He was in close with the Heart of Racing car, the SMS run machine. Was there a little tap here? I think there might have been a bit of hip and shoulder.
This one will tell us, John. Glenwood
in
the M Motorsport. Not enough room there. He can't pass unless you're side by side. So
doesn't need to be much, does it? Because
no.
the cars,
I mean, the car's right there. The car's light and unweighted anyway, and then you can see around goes Yasser into the gravel trap, doing its job and arresting the car. But that takes out one of the real contenders in the Pro-Am class.
The BMW XM safety car has peeled off into pit lane. Matthew Campbell will lead the field back to green and hits the gas just before Murray's corner. He leads Maxime Martin, Charles Vietz, Jackson Evans, Matty's old mate and housemate and teammate in fourth place in another Porsche with Kelvin van der Linde, the first of the Audis in car 22, right back in the mix. Behind him is Marcus Winkelhock, McGrenier, Murray, Engel, Jaden Ojeda, and Lucas Stoles rounding out the top 10 in 75.
And just mixing it up a bit there, Matty, because he went right at the start of the hash marks, the grid marks, last time around. So before he got to Murray's, this time he waited till afterwards. So he's not showing a pattern there.
Yeah, the last thing you want to do is be predictable when you're the leader at a safety car restart. So Matty Campbell, very slow restart.
Or Kenny Hebel, because with that minimum rest rule of 1 hour and the 32 lap limit, that's almost, big one with the BMW across the cutting.
Up into the fence hard and almost over it too. One of the key contending cars, it's Charles Vietz, has had a very large accident on the run up to the Audi Sport cutting.
It's going to be a safety car immediately for that.
Everyone's going to pit. They're right on the window. The Janetta's got damage to the right front corner. That's Dries Vanthoor, who was so good in this car early on today. They have been electrifying all weekend. Pole position for Sheldon van der Linde. Only driver into the ones in the Pirelli shootout yesterday afternoon. Lifted the Alan Simonson pole award. Was pleased with it, but said tomorrow's the money day. Tomorrow's the day that counts. And 4 hours and 50 minutes into the race, their day is done.
That shows how close they were to a pit stop. So Witt's trying to go around the outside of the Ginetta and absolutely right on top of the wall.
That's a low percentage move there, even on a GT4 car, isn't it?
Here we go.
He's got to make a decision.
There's nowhere.
Where's Colin going to go?
Yeah.
Colin's up against the wall on the left.
Yeah.
Unless Scotty beams him up, that Ginetta isn't going anywhere.
Yeah, I mean, the Ginetta had signalled its intentions. It was staying to the inside, but just the smallest of contacts tripped the BMW up, and so lucky it just rid the top of the concrete fence and not up and over. We've seen that in that part of the racetrack in the past. It looks like he's going to make him wait by the looks of things, because if it was an early restart, you would have gone by now straight out of the chase. So Vanthoor taking him deep. He went earlier than Matt Campbell. So that implies you need a braking application to make the apex at the last corner. Vanthoor's opened a small gap over Valentino Rossi, just under half a second as they cross the control line. Kelvin van der Linde goes to work straight away, trying to get temperature into those tyres above the number 22 Audi for the first run up Mountain Straight on this safety car restart.
Rossi struggling with the front end of that car as he turned in. It was a little recalcitrant, but he did get it to the apex, and he hasn't felt the need to have to pull into the middle of the road and defend. So that was a pretty good save by the former two-wheel champion.
Got my attention there was the gap that Rossi put on the Audi up Mountain Straight. Like, holy smokes, that thing can climb the mountain.
Leader to the pit lane. Now, this is spot on, actually, because they're just completing lap 32. They could have gone a little bit longer. So, absolutely no point in staying out any longer for Lawrence Vanthoor. He'll trundle up to the Grello sign, and the mechanics will go to work.
So, top 4, top 5, top 6. Cars all they make their way into pit lane. Vanthoor out of the driver's seat as we await who will arrive. Brand new tyres going on the 912 Porsche. The 22 might have been a chance to get in front of the 46 BMW, but they'll leave as they entered.
So driver change for the Porsche. Rossi remains behind the wheel of 46. Chris Haas's taken over from Kelvin van der Linde in the 22 car. Ericsson remains behind the wheel of 13. Brock Feeney now in 888.
Now, so this is the third different driver for the leading Porsche. Where does Chan Guven?
Gone.
He's gone.
Yep.
Really early.
Yep.
So that's the earliest of anybody there, Garth. And he's going to have to break it at the final corner. And Valentino Rossi right there had a decent restart last time around when he was chasing Vanzo.
Well, this
Still a bit of
field,
waving.
this field need to make hay while the sun shines now, because the weather is on its way. They were driving straight towards it now. So almost halfway through this race. How long into this stint can they go? Very wide, the vortex off.
As we go back to the lead, Guven gets the job done up the inside. Rossi follows him through, as does Haas. And look at the queue forming behind, though.
Oh,
Not done yet.
Ericsson went left, but had to go right to get past, and down the inside, the Caltex car tried to make a hole where there wasn't one. Craft Bamboo kept Daniel Juncadella
Still not
stored
done.
up.
It's still not done. Juncadella trying to get up the inside for the run now.
Oh, there's no room on the inside there.
It's Shulgunon behind the wheel of 75.
Yeah.
He's got track position out of that. He's got a spot. Gets in front of Ricardo Fella, and off the road goes the 111 car. Busy little moment. Well, we heard from Craft Bamboo. They said, we're going to keep the Spaniard stashed away until the second half of the race. We're not quite there yet, but he has been unleashed and tried to make a hole where there wasn't one. But good stuff. Danny Juncadella up to 6th place for Craft Bamboo. And that is a car in the wall on the run down into the Repco Dipper. Off of Brock Skyline, it's the Superglass Racing IRC GT from Matt Stone Racing. And John Hollinger behind the wheel of what was the class-leading car.
So here's Hollinger. Oh,
Down the number 2 KFC.
Yeah,
He was right there.
Well, this might give us the answer. Was squeezed against the wall on the entry at Brock Skyline, down through the S's.
it was certainly contact.
There was
wasn't
100% contact.
Oh, they've called an audible.
Oh, wow.
Absolutely called an audible because they had brand new slicks on the car, and now they are going to a wet.
It doesn't matter though, does it? Because A, it's 85 seconds, and B, you're under safety
hey,
car, so you're going to get it back. If you're in the lane,
Now have we gone too early?
Yeah, it's a great gamble.
They are right in the real tricky point. Do you do it now? But there's more rain. There's certainly more rain coming down, so that's the bottom of the mountain. It's still not wet enough
it's not
for
wet
wets,
enough
but
there,
they're
but-
banking that by the time we go green, it will be wet enough for wets. So it'll be Matt Campbell, who has done a lap or two around here in the rain, that will lead them back to the line, and he goes very early this time. Bastian Buse goes with him. So 2 Porsches, 1-2 as we go green.
These guys, sorry John, both massively experienced in a wet in these cars as well, through junior one-make racing, the one-make championships in Carrera Cup, and all the way through Super Cup in Europe. So sailing off into the unknown at the moment with wet conditions and wet weather Pirelli tyres for the first time today, well into the second half of the Repco Bathurst 12-hour. Oh. So that is Ricardo Fella versus John Hollinger. And Matt Campbell's just disappeared up the road here. He's going to get to the
Race
back
control,
of
attention all
number
teams.
19.
Stewards have imposed a pit lane penalty to car 912 for a pit stop breach.
Wow, race leader.
Through penalty for car 912.
Race leader with a pit lane drive-through penalty.
so that was a driver change that they did, and they didn't respect the 85-second pit lane mandatory minimum.
Oh, as we've got one around at the Audi cutting, one of the IRC cars is around. Paul Tracy. Is that Paul Tracy?
That's the leader.
Has that had contact? Is that damage on the left front guard? So really hard to get it done here because it is blind. It's literally blind. You're relying on the marshals to let you know when it's safe to turn because you obviously cannot see around the corner here. This is a very wide-angle lensed camera. Nice job, Paul Tracy.
He's done that before.
Oh, hang on. Oh, we
wait.
praised him too early. But that's an old school IndyCar spin turn, that one.
Lock up the front wheels.
So
He stalled it as well now.
Yeah. They're coming to the lane now, but this you can't serve your penalty under safety car.
No.
So I'm not sure what's going on. Why would you be coming to the lane now? He hasn't stopped at his box. He's driven through. More to come here.
BMW XM in the pit lane, and for the first time, it's Bastien Buisse who has to decide when to go, and he goes about halfway down the hash marks before Murray's corner, stays away from the inside line, finding the grip from the wet weather Pirelli tyres. That's a smart restart. That means he won't be bothered into turn one. Garth, he can pick his line. Oh, and he's picked a slightly wetter line than he wanted, and he's gone sideways. And that's going to cost him time up Mountain Straight.
Has it cost him the lead already? It has. No, not yet. But he's defending hard from Danny Giancadella for the run up Mountain Straight. I was about to say that Buisse had done his homework because he put the car exactly where you needed to put it at the final corner. You need to run it up the middle of the grid boxes, and as soon as you leave the last corner, come straight back to the middle of the track. So he has done his wet weather research prior to coming to Bathurst. So they've been caught out with that one. It's just taken that long to process it all because we went straight back under safety car. Here's Matt Campbell. He's got a run on Raffaele Mattiello.
So do we reset the 3 laps that he's got to come in at the end of the safety car?
I don't think so. I don't think really.
So it's just, so if he had 1 lap on the green before, he's then got
if
2
I'm
more.
if now, I'm coming now straight away. So you don't get caught out again. Here we go. He's coming to the lane. So, because that's what caught him out last time. They did that extra lap. So into the lane. Massive commitment on entry for Matty Campbell, as you'd expect.
Because when the number 2 car came in to serve their penalty, it was as the safety car peeled off. They jammed straight into pit lane and got it out of the way early. So there was that lap, 1 more, and then this was the lap that Matt Campbell had to pit.
It is pouring down up the top now. So remember, last lap it was dry. This is the challenge of Bathurst. The weather moves across the circuit so quickly. Darren Curry, he shortcuts. He doesn't want to have anything to do with the S's. Oh, and you've got to slow down so much. Matty Campbell, he went around the outside of David Wall there. So David Wall doing the right thing into full conservation mode. And look at him. You could drive your rent-a-car down the hill quicker than that. So now the driver's surviving as the weather makes its way across the circuit. Teams ready and waiting.
I was going to say, you're going to come in.
Well,
you're not going to risk another one off the top.
You've got to wait and see how thick and strong the front is, because it can blow in and out so quickly. Saw it here in the 1000. Oh man, that's serious rain. You can hear it.
They're pitting.
Wow, yeah, they're pitting. Now they're all trying to race to pit entry. They don't want to get stuck behind the lap cars coming into pit lane.
Who's that still out?
That's the Scott Taylor Motorsport car, 222.
Wow.
Cam Waters. He's rolling the dice.
Oh, Waters. The top, Cam Waters drops it.
Yeah, look at the rain at McPhillamy and Skyline. That's the rolling the dice has not worked.
The only thing that he's looking about
straight ahead. Don't even bother with the S's. He might not stop it. He's aquaplaning down the hill. This is the problem. Oh no, the M Motorsport car's gone around. Jack LeBrock is aboard that one. That's at Skyline. So here's LeBrock here. Oh, big aquaplane, and then the tank slapper. And he actually went around before Skyline. Oh wow, that's a reverse entry to Skyline. Whoa.
And he has whacked the wall hard.
Much bigger hit than I thought, yeah.
There'll be radiator damage to that car for sure.
And it's as early as Matt Campbell possibly can to get the power down and go back to racing. So we're back to green flag conditions after another safety car in the Repco Bathurst 12 hour. 3 hours and 43 minutes to go, with weather that could still go either way in this fight to the flag, and it's busy behind between these two. Once again, Shilgunon trying to put it moving. Felipe Fraga looks on the inside, looks on the outside, no room there. Mick Grenier behind, trying to take advantage. And Fraga sliding around it opens the door, and Sun Energy One goes by.
The 888 National Storage Mercedes. It's Evans send it, he's having a look. Grenier opens the door and doesn't quite let him go. Contact. Evans so close to going around. So I actually thought that Grenier had opened the door and let him go, and I think Jackson Evans was the same, and that door was slammed promptly in Jackson Evans' face.
Oh, got a spinner at the coming down the mountain at the Schick S's.
Yep, coming out of the dip at the run down to Forest Elbow. That car is pointing in the wrong direction. Oh, I don't like this. So we've gone yellow. Gone yellow, and Donaldson doing a nice job, I have to say, of reversing it down the hill, but on line around a blind corner. He does it nicely.
Now, has he got fire?
Yes.
Has he had a help?
yeah.
Oh, he has had help.
a help from the 47 car.
Oh, man alive.
John O'Webb at the helm of the 47 Superbarn Supermarkets.
And they're the full
AMG.
course. We're back to green.
Yep.
That's why FCY is so good. We haven't had to pack people up. We haven't had to do wheel around.
Busy.
Who gets quick? Who gets on the throttle quick?
Yeah, and that's what we're seeing here. And it's who is
Kelvin
it?
van der Linde.
Kelvin van der
Of
Linde.
course it is.
Oh, and there's a couple off down here. Grenier's going to go around. Does he keep it off the track? Oh.
Big moment in the race. This is a contending car. Fourth outright. Canadian driver in his second 12-hour start on the rejoin down there.
How about
the hairy part of the road to do that.
Here we can see van der Linde's got in front of Evans and Martin. And then up the road, the two AMG Mercedes, just for something different, run into each other. And then Michael Grenier comes on the grass. Then van der Linde goes to the grass to go around the back. The other two go around the front, stay on the tarmac. So, oh, we've seen that video before. Van der Linde wheel spins it up on the grass, and there goes Evans and Martin.
Oh, wow.
Oh, man.
What a video game.
Just on 2 3/4 hours still to go. Pass for position. No, it's a pass to put someone a lap down. As the
Mercedes car was
excuse me, no, that is the Caltex car. So that was a pass for position.
Might get a yellow with that big splitter laying out in the middle of the track, because that'll cut a tire down immediately if somebody runs over that. So this could cause a full course yellow.
222 was at pit entry when that full course yellow called, so they've bailed into pit lane. So this is a really well-timed pit stop for them. While the whole field's doing 80 kilometres an hour, they get this 85-second time pit stop essentially for free.
Oh.
Everything good, and this is massive. Bastian Boost look one way and then the other, and they're going to go side by side through the kink, and he gets it done. Big move. And the Porsche goes forward and just gets it stopped and just keeps it on the island.
The lead changed in traffic, in spray. It was a tremendous run down Conrod Straight, out to the outside.
Wow.
Oh, yeah, oh, wow. That sums it up, doesn't it?
And that was much less of a lift than it ought to have been, going round the outside into the chase there.
Contact, Group M down the inside of Triple Eight. It's for position, Brock Feeney and David Reynolds. They'll be boxing on in a week's time.
Well, that's rear suspension damage, toe link damage on the 77, so they've got bigger issues than a drive-through penalty now.
Hunkathea has done something that he seldom does. It looks like there's been a mistake there.
Here we go. Oh, this is, there we go. So there, contact with the outside wall.
There we go. Once again, our replay crew doing a smashing job of tracing that back.
So heavy contact with the outside wall at Solomon Park results in the 77 car. They were having to come to pit lane to serve a drive-through penalty, but that does not matter now. Here's a battle for the lead. Porsche on Porsche.
Net race lead, and Bastian Boost will return in front of Ayankan Guven. That is critical.
That's big from Boost.
That's massive.
Yeah.
So that stint has been huge for the blue Porsche. The Grello one's got hot tyres and a hot driver fired up, ready to go. And he gets it very
big
wide.
understeer, and it won't get off here. It'll spin up.
Yeah, through.
Guven will go. He'll go.
No, not yet.
Boost
Not
is in.
yet.
Oh.
And still not yet. Boost is not going to give him the inside line, but eventually Guven around the outside. But there's a little window into Bastian Boost about what he is prepared to do when it comes down to it.
Newest Porsche young driver against established Porter Works driver, with Thomas Loudenbach, head of Porsche Motorsport, down there watching in pit lane. I think that was all right.
No,
I think
that was
all-
good
all
hard
fair.
racing. Hey, they didn't even touch. So whilst Haas has the lead right now, he'll have to stop the car to make a turn here at 2. Does Martin try and go around the outside? Does he switch back? Oh, now he has to go offline. Haas is not going to make it easy for him. Does he have enough run to get around the outside before the kink? Yes, he does. That was critical. He had to get it done there, because if he didn't get it done before the cutting, it's single line across the top.
So, crucial stop now for Manti, EMA, and Matt Campbell reinstalled.
They have to nail this. No errors, no little 1%ers with a breach of regulations. Nail the 85 seconds maximum or minimum time in pit lane from pit entry to pit out. Take an extra second if you need it, because they had a little bit of track position, but this could be the car race right here. Matt's got track position, but he's got cold Pirelli tyres.
And the team car from Matt EMA making it a little bit more difficult for Gounon to get around. So there's Matt Campbell halfway up Mountain Straight as Jules Gounon comes across the line. So a 13.8 that lap for Gounon. And he has temperature in his tyres. So Matty Campbell, although he has a reasonable gap over Jules Gounon, that'll close down quickly as the tyre comes up to temperature for Matt Campbell. But I'd have to say that Campbell's got enough up his sleeve that he can bring the tyre in gently and still be okay from Gounon as it stands right now.
Well inside the last hour now, so a couple of little bits and pieces that change. Should it be required to have a safety car as the vortex goes around New South Wales, visit New South Wales corner? Coming to the restart, all the lap cars have got to go down the pit lane and get out of the way. And in that 701, it's Julien Boileau, the guy who started the safety car this morning, the first safety car this morning. Now he's rolled so he can see back down Mountain Straight. And is he going to try and flick turn it? He won't have enough lock. Oh, put your foot down, you would have made that there.
Hope it doesn't bottom out here.
It's exactly what's happened. It's absolutely exactly what. Oh, has he paused? He's right on the apex of Griffin, visit New South Wales corner. He just needed to put that 60 safety car. All bets are off. All bets are off. Campbell, Gounon, Jackson Evans are going to be line of start on a restart with no cars between them.
There are 30 minutes to go in the Repco Bathurst 12-hour. It's all to play for with Porsche, Mercedes, BMW and Audi fighting it out for a win in Australia's International Enduro.
And look at the talent behind them as well. Jackson Evans, one of the up-and-comers. Max Martin, Chris Haase in the Audi. Then Cameron Waters, Mickey Grenier, Engel, Mauro Engel as well. Jamie Whincup still leading the Pro-Am category ahead of Ross Gunn and Alessio Picardiello. Here comes the AMG drafting up Mountain Straight. That big front engine car with loads of torque. Is he close enough? I don't think he is. He'll show the headlights to Matt Campbell. Try and just disrupt the concentration of the young Queenslander. It's not worked. And now the Porsche, will the Porsche make its advantage tell as it heads over the top?
The Porsche's about 8 feet wide. The racing line's about 10 feet wide. That's it. At the moment, the key passing opportunities, if you put a couple of wheels out, you're going to be in trouble. It's still very, very damp off the racing line. So Matt Campbell's protected slightly from that, but you would never rule out Gounon for making an attempt at this one. There's the Phantom Global Porsche sitting in third. Jackson Evans, housemate of Matt Campbell. They grew up together. They came out of the McElrea School of Porsche Racing up in Queensland. The young Kiwi has driven superbly today with that brand new team to Mount Panorama. And that is a change for position in the Voicel Watchers Pro-Am class. The Porsche gets to the front, so the walking wounded Mercedes AMG slips back to second with Jamie Whincup, and Picarello gets himself to 10th outright, and what will be the class lead when Ross Gunn has to serve a pit lane penalty.
Lap traffic. Oh, Jackson Evans up the inside of McPhillamy, as is Maxime Martin. So now Gounon has to follow the GT4 McLaren down the hill. It's single lane through here. So this is killing Gounon. And Jackson Evans has got right to the rear bumper And now Gounon, does he get around? No, he doesn't, so he continues, and he can't go too wide. Remember, it's a single lane because it's wet down there. So Gounon cautious, smart, but now that's closed him right up. Look at Cam Waters, he's in the game, right behind Christopher Haase. So second through sixth, nose to tail, and seventh from Mikael Grenier as well. So now Gounon's trying to shake the draft. So this is what it's all about. Jackson Evans, have a go at that move. There was not a door to walk through, but Jackson Evans pried it open.
Here comes the BMW, Maxime Martin on the outside. And what can Chris Haase do? This is for second,
Martin, look how
fourth.
deep he went.
It won't work, it won't pay off, but it might open the door for the Audi. He's got to wheel up the inside of Jackson Evans. They're going to war down towards turn one. Gounon safe for a moment, and Chris Haase gets himself up, potentially to the podium.
I did think that 22 Audi was still in with a shot. I think Gounon helped him out there, actually, because he slightly blocked Jackson Evans as he was coming into Murray's for the final time. The Porsche is running skinny. We know it's quicker in a straight line, but the Audi's got the preferred line into Visit New South Wales, Griffin Bend. And Chris Haase on the third step of the podium for the number 22 Audi.
1 lap remaining in the Repco Bathurst 12-hour.
Well, well, well. What an up and down day it has been for a number of the class leaders. An up and down week. It's not been by any stretch of the imagination, gentlemen, a pristine Manthey performance. There's been mistakes made, but they have reacted and they have had the key element to any motor race, be it a sprint or endurance. They've had speed, they've had the pace, and all three drivers, Lawrence Vanthoor, Aychan Guven, who has done the yeoman's part of the work, by far the most laps, and Matt Campbell brought in as the closer.
You are going to have dramas in a 12-hour race. Doesn't matter where it is, doesn't matter what sort of driving lineup you have, it's how you recover from those dramas. And the 912 car that leads outright and the 911 car that leads the Pro-Am race have had their fair share of dramas. And Manthey EMA have recovered beautifully. They've had fast race cars, but they've got themselves in a position to use those fast race cars. And no one can deny that this is a very, very special result for Porsche.
Yeah, today the fastest car will win the race if he can negotiate the final sector. This story incredible. Lawrence Vanthoor has tried his heart out for years in cars that weren't quite possibly there to win. And the Belgian driver, who's been a superstar at this place, one of our favourite internationals, has done the job. And Aychan Guven has been remarkable. But the story is around Matt Campbell, who's going to win this one again.
He's just got the run down to Murray's for the final time. Jules Gounon is within sight of history, but he won't make it. It's Porsche and Manthey EMA who win the Repco Bathurst 12 Hours in 2024, and Matt Campbell does it again. He did it before the big run of Sun Energy 1, and he breaks the streak and breaks their hearts. What a run. And Bathurst has delivered again.
What a defence for Sun Energy 1. What a defence. If you can't win it, finish second.
No, they went within 2.6 seconds of doing it again.
And Manthey EMA will do the double pro and outright win, and the Boycell Pro-Am class. This is a huge result for this team. Yasser Shahin is going to win at Mount Panorama.
And they were a lap down in the kitty litter at the top of the mountain, so they didn't have a perfect day. That wasn't their fault, in all honesty. So that's a great comeback drive as well. Remarkable stuff.
Lawrence Vanthoor, finally, how does it feel to be a winner at Bathurst?
It always needs a bit of time to sink in, but yeah, pretty amazing. Pretty amazing group of people. I've been waiting for this and dreaming of this one for a while, and it's there, so I'm happy.
Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Silver class coming through. to a quite brilliant finish. They've just gone round like clockwork. The Invitational class with bits falling off the car in front of it as they come down. It's the IRC car that was hard into the wall with the driver who was in the car who was hard into the wall earlier in the week. This is another great comeback story, Krillsy.
Incredible. One of the overnight Bathurst repair jobs to victory. the Bathurst history book's full of that story. That's incredible. And Mark Griffith's little team that could, in the Mercedes AMG, win in GT4. But Matt Campbell, he was the hero for Porsche in 2019. He's the hero for Porsche again in 2024. And he wins by 2.6 seconds.
Teammates are all together down there. And that's the start of a big party right there this evening.
Oh, you ride the roller coaster with these guys, and for Laurens Vanthoor, who's tried his heart out so many times to be delivered a victory, is an incredible result. How about third place? Christopher Haase.
Yeah.
I mean, if it wasn't for the drives of the two cars in front, that's drive of the day for mine at the end, who gets a podium with Kelvin van der Linde and Liam Talbot. Enormous result for Audi. Jackson Evans and Phantom Global fourth.
That's a good result
really.
as well.
Maxime Martin fifth in the end, in 46 with Valentino Rossi and Rafa Marciello. You know, I heard you call the Wall Racing Lambo across the line silver class winners. That's going to be a big party tonight.
Massive.
Oh, that'll be at Grant Denya's house, I think, just around the corner. One of Bathurst's finest is going to win a Bathurst class, and he will be over the moon with that. And these are the class winners. Adam Christodoulou. So Prestige Iveco, Mark Griffo's team got home in the end in GT4, and the class that no one wanted to win today, in the end, T2 Racing and Local Search got there. And Grello on top at Mount Panorama. This will be a famous photo in the Porsche archives for years and years to come.